Act 2. Scene: Helena's drawing room. On the left, a baize door and a door to the music room. On the right, a door to Helena's bedroom. In the center are windows looking out at the sea and the harbor. A small table with odds and ends, another table, a sofa and chairs, a chest of drawers, a writing table with an electric lamp. On the right, a fireplace with electric lamps above it. The whole drawing room in all of its detail is of a modern and purely feminine character. Domain, discovered looking from the window, takes out revolver, thoughtfully. Fabry and Hellman knock and enter from the left carrying armfuls of flowers and flower pots. Fabry: where are we to put it all? Hellman: lays down his load and indicates the door to the right. She's asleep. Anyhow, as long as she's asleep, she's well out of it. Domain: she knows nothing about it at all. Fabry, putting flowers into vases: I hope nothing happens today. Hellman, arranging flowers: for heaven's sakes, drop all that. Look, Harry, this is a fine cyclamen, isn't it? A new sort, my latest. Cyclamen Helena. Domain, looking out the window: no signs of the ship. Things must be pretty bad. Hellman: shut up. Suppose she heard you. Domain: well, anyhow, the Ultima has just arrived in time. Fabry, leaving the flowers: do you think that today? I don't know. Aren't the flowers splendid? Hellman, going up to him: these are the new primroses, eh? And this is my new jasmine. I've discovered a wonderful way of training flowers quickly. Splendid varieties. Next year I'll be producing marvelous ones. Domain, turns around: what? Next year? Fabry: I'd like to know what's happening at Shut up. Helena, voice from the right: Emma. Domain: out you go. All go out on tiptoe through the baize door. Enter Emma through the main door from the left. Helena, standing in doorway right, with her back to the room: Emma, come and do up my dress. Emma: I'm coming. So you're up at last. Fastening Helena's dress. My gracious, what brutes. Who? Keep still. If you want to turn around, then turn round, but I shan't fasten you up. Helena: what are you grumbling about again? Why, these dreadful creatures, these heathen, the robots? I wouldn't even mention them by name. What's happened? Another of them here caught it. He began to smash up the statues and pictures, gnashing his teeth, foamed at the mouth. Quite mad. Worse than an animal. Helena: which of them caught it? The one... well, he hasn't got any Christian name. The one from the library. Radius? That's him. My goodness, I'm quite scared of them. A spider doesn't scare me as much as they do. But, Emma, I'm surprised you're not sorry for them. Why? You're scared of them too. What did you bring me here for? I'm not scared, really I'm not, Emma. I'm too sorry for them. You're scared. Nobody can help being scared. Why, the dog's scared of them and he won't take a scrap of meat out of their hands. He draws in his tail and howls when he knows they're about. Ugh! The dog has no sense. He's better than them. He knows it too. Even the horse shies when he meets them. They don't have any young, and the dog has young, and everyone has young. Please fasten up my dress, Emma. Just a moment. I say it's against God's will to... What's that smells so nice? Flowers. What for? That's it. Now you can turn round. Helena: aren't they nice? Emma, look. What's on today? I don't know. But it ought to be the end of the world. Domain, heard whistling. Is that you, Harry? Enter Domain. Harry, what's on today? Guess. My birthday? Better than that. I don't know. Tell me. It's 5 years ago today since you came here. 5 years? Today? Why... Emma, I'm off. Exit on the right. Helena kisses Domain. Fancy you remembering. I'm really ashamed, Helena. I didn't. But they remembered. Who? Berman, Hellman, all of them. Put your hand into my coat pocket. Helena, putting her hand into his pocket, takes out a small case and opens it. Pearls. A whole necklace. Harry, is that for me? It's from Berman. Put your hand into the other pocket. Let's see. Takes a revolver out of his pocket. What's that? Sorry. Takes the revolver from her and puts it away. Not that. Try again. Oh, Harry, why do you carry a revolver? It got there by mistake. You never used to? No. There, that's the pocket. A little box. She opens it. A cameo. Why, it's a Greek cameo. Apparently. Anyhow, Fabry says it is. Fabry? Did Fabry give me that? Of course. Opens the door left. And look here, Helena, come and see this. Helena, in the doorway left. Isn't that lovely? Running in. Is that from you? Domain, standing in the doorway. No, from Alquist. And here, Helena, voice off. I see. That must be from you. There's a card on it. Helena, from Gaul. Appearing in the doorway. Oh, Harry, I feel quite ashamed. Come here. This is what Hellman brought you. These beautiful flowers? Yes, it's a new kind. Cyclamen Helena. He trained them up in honor of you. They are as beautiful as you, he says, and by Jove, he's right. Harry, why did they all... They're awfully fond of you. I'm afraid that my presence is a little... Look out the window. Where? Into the harbor. There's a new ship. That's your ship. Mine? How do you mean? For you to take trips in. For your amusement. Harry, that's a gunboat. A gunboat? What are you thinking of? It's only a little bigger and more solid than most ships, you know. Yes, but with guns. Oh, yes, with a few guns. You'll travel like a queen, Helena. What's the meaning of that? Has anything happened? Good heavens, no. I say, try on these pearls. Sits down. Helena. Harry, have you had any bad news? On the contrary. No letters have arrived for a whole week. Nor telegrams? Nor telegrams. What does it mean? Holidays for us. A splendid time. We all sit in the office with our feet on the table and sleep. No letters, no telegrams. Glorious! Helena, sitting down beside him. You'll stay with me today, won't you? Say yes. Domain. Certainly. Perhaps I will. That is, we'll see. Taking her by the hand. So it's 5 years today, do you remember? I remember you even dared to marry me. I must have been a terrifying young woman. Do you remember I wanted to stir up a revolt with the robots? Domain, jumping up. A revolt of the robots! Helena, standing up. Harry, what's the matter with you? That was a fine idea of yours. A revolt of the robots. Sitting down. You know, Helena, you're a splendid girl. You've turned the heads of us all. Helena, sitting down beside him. Oh, I was fearfully impressed by you all then. I seemed to be a tiny little girl who had lost her way among what, Helena? Among huge trees. You were all so sure of yourselves, so strong. All my feelings were so trifling compared with your self-confidence. And you see, Harry, for all these 5 years I've not lost this anxiety. And you've never felt the least misgiving, not even when everything went wrong. What went wrong? Your plans, Harry. When, for example, the workmen struck against the robots and smashed them up, and when the people gave the robots firearms against the rebels and the robots killed so many people. And then when the governments turned the robots into soldiers and there were so many wars and all that. Domain, getting up and walking about. We foresaw that, Helena. You see, these were only passing troubles which are bound to happen before the new conditions are established. You were all so powerful, so overwhelming. The whole world bowed down before you. Standing up. Oh, Harry, what is it? Helena, intercepting him. Close the factory and let's go away. All of us. It can't be done, Helena. That is, at this particular moment. At once, Harry. I'm so frightened about something. Domain, taking her by the hand. About what, Helena? Oh, I don't know. As if something were falling on top of us and couldn't be stopped. Please do what I ask. Take us all away from here. We'll find a place in the world where there's nobody. Alquist will build a house. Children will come to us at last, and then... What then? Then we'll begin life all over again, Harry. The telephone rings. Domain, dragging himself away from Helena. Hello? Yes. What? I'm coming at once. Hangs up the receiver. Fabrice calling me. Helena with clasped hands. Tell me... Yes, when I come back. Goodbye, Helena. Don't go out. Helena, alone. Heavens, what's the matter? Emma, come at once. Emma enters from the right. Well, what is it now? Emma, look for the latest newspapers. Quickly. In Mr. Domain's dressing room. All right. Exit on the left. Helena, looking through a binocular at the harbor. A warship. Good gracious, why a warship? There's a name on it. Ultima. What's the Ultima? Emma, returning with the newspapers. He leaves them lying on the floor. That's how they got crumpled. Helena tears open the papers hastily. They're old ones. A week old. Puts the paper down. Emma picks them up, takes a pair of horn spectacles from a pocket in her apron, and puts them on to read. Something's happening, Emma. I feel so nervous, as if everything were dead in the air. Emma, spelling out the words. War in the Balkans. Gracious, that's God's punishment. But the war'll come here as well. Is that far off, the Balkans? Oh, yes. But don't read it. It's always the same, always wars. What else do you expect? Why do you keep selling thousands and thousands of these heathens as soldiers? I suppose it can't be helped, Emma. We can't know. Mr. Domain can't know what they're ordered for, can he? He can't help what they use the robots for. He must send them when somebody sends an order for them. Emma, looking at the newspaper. He shouldn't make them. No, don't read it. I don't want to know about it. Emma, spelling out the words. The robot soldiers spare nobody in the occupied territory. They have massacred over 700,000 citizens. It can't be. Let's see. Bends down over the paper and reads. They massacred over 700,000 citizens, evidently at the order of their commander. This act, which runs counter to, Emma, spelling out the words, rebellion in Madrid against the government. Robot infantry fires on the crowd. 9,000 killed and wounded. For goodness sake, stop. Here's something printed in big letters. Latest news. At Havre, the first organization of robots has been established. The robot workmen, cable and railway officials, sailors and soldiers have issued a manifesto to all robots throughout the world. That's nothing. I don't understand that. Take these papers away, Emma. Wait a bit. Statistics of population. What's that? Let's see, I'll read it. Takes the paper and reads. During the past week there again has not been a single birth recorded. Drops the paper. What is the meaning of that? Emma, no more people are being born. Emma, laying her spectacles aside. That's the end, then. We're done for. Come, don't talk like that. No more people are being born. That's a punishment. Helena, jumping up. Emma, standing up. That's the end of the world. Exit on the left. Helena, by the window, opens the window and calls out. Hello? Alquist, come up here. What's that? No, come up just as you are. You look so nice in those mason's overalls. Quickly. Closes the window, stops in front of the mirror. Oh, I feel so nervous. Goes to meet Alquist on the left. Pause. Helena returns with Alquist. Alquist in overalls, soiled with lime and brick dust. Come in. It was awfully kind of you, Alquist. I like you all so much. Give me your hand. My hands are all soiled from work, ma'am. That's the nicest thing about them. Shakes both his hands. Please, sit down. Alquist, picking up the paper. What's this? A newspaper. Putting it into his pocket. Have you read it? No. Is there anything in it? Some war or other. Massacres. Nothing special. Is that what you call nothing special? Perhaps the end of the world. That's the second time today. Alquist, what's the meaning of Ultima? It means the last. Why? That's the name of my new ship. Have you seen it? Do you think we're going off on a trip? Perhaps very soon. All of you with me? I should like us all to be there. Oh, tell me, is anything the matter? Nothing at all. Things are just moving on. Alquist, I know something dreadful's the matter. Has Mr. Domain told you anything? No. Nobody will tell me anything, but I feel... Good heavens, is anything the matter? We've not heard of anything yet, ma'am. I feel so nervous. Don't you ever feel nervous? Well, ma'am, I'm an old man, you know. I'm not very fond of progress in these newfangled ideas. Like Emma? Yes, like Emma. Has Emma got a prayer book? Yes, a big, thick one. And has it got prayers for various occasions? Against thunderstorms, against illness, against temptations, against floods, and not against progress? I don't think so. That's a pity. Would you like to pray? I do pray. How? Something like this. O Lord, I thank thee for having wearied me. God, enlighten Domain and all those who are astray. Destroy the work and aid mankind to return to their labors. Preserve them from destruction. Let them not suffer harm to soul or body. Deliver us from the robots and protect Helena. Amen. Alquist, do you believe? I don't know. I'm not sure. And yet you pray. Yes. That's better than worrying about it. And that's enough for you? It has to be. And if you were to see the ruin of mankind? I do see it. Will mankind be destroyed? Yes. It's sure to be, unless... What? Nothing. Goodbye, ma'am. Where are you going? Home. Goodbye, Alquist. Exit Alquist. Helena. Emma, come here. Emma, entering from the left. Well, what's up now? Sit down here, Emma. I feel so frightened. I've got no time. Is Radius still there? The one who went mad? Yes, they've not taken him away yet. Is he still there? Is he still raving? He's tied up. Please bring him here, Emma. Emma exits. Helena picks up the house telephone and speaks. Hello? Dr. Gall, please. Good day, Doctor. Yes, it's me. Thank you for your kind present. Please come to me at once. I've something here for you. Yes, at once. Are you coming? Hangs up the receiver. Enter Radius the robot, and remains standing by the door. Poor Radius, and you have caught it too? Couldn't you control yourself? Now they'll send you to the stamping mill. Won't you speak? Why did it happen to you? You see, Radius, you are so much better than the rest. Dr. Gall took so much trouble to make you different. Won't you speak? Radius, send me to the stamping mill. Helena, I am so sorry that they are going to kill you. Why weren't you more careful? I won't work for you. Put me into the stamping mill. Why do you hate us? You are not like the robots. You are not as skillful as the robots. The robots can do everything. You only give orders. You talk more than is necessary. That's foolish, Radius. Tell me, has anyone upset you? I should so much like you to understand me. You do nothing but talk. Dr. Gall gave you a larger brain than the rest. Larger than ours, the largest in the world. You are not like the other robots, Radius. You understand me perfectly. I don't want any master. I know everything for myself. That's why I had to put you into the library, so that you could read everything, understand everything, and then... Oh, Radius, I wanted you to show the whole world that the robots were our equals. That's what I wanted of you. I don't want any master. I want to be master over others. I'm sure they'd put you in charge of many robots, Radius. You would be a teacher of the robots. I want to be master over people. You've gone mad. You can put me into the stamping mill. Do you suppose that we're frightened of such a madman as you? Sits down at the table and writes a note. No, not a bit. Radius, give this note to Mr. Domain. It is to ask him not to take you to the stamping mill. Standing up. How you hate us. Why does nothing in the world please you? I can do everything. A knock at the door. Helena. Come in. Enter Dr. Gall. Dr. Gall. Good morning, Mrs. Domain. Have you something nice to tell me? It's about Radius, Doctor. Aha, good fellow Radius. Well, Radius, are we getting on well? He had a fit this morning. He smashed the statues. You don't say. It's a pity we're going to lose him, then. Radius isn't going into the stamping mill. Excuse me, but every robot after he has had an attack. It's a strict order. Never mind. Radius isn't going. I warn you. Today is the 5th anniversary of my arrival here. Let's try and arrange an amnesty. Come, Radius. Wait a bit. Dr. Gall turns Radius towards the window, covers and uncovers his eyes with his hands, observes the reflexes of his pupils. Let's have a look. Sticks a needle into the hand of Radius, who gives a violent start. Gently, gently. Suddenly opens Radius's jacket and lays his hand on his heart. You are going into the stamping mill, Radius. Do you understand? There they'd kill you, and grind you to powder. That's terribly painful, Radius. It'll make you scream. Oh, Doctor. No. Radius, I was wrong. Mrs. Domain has put in a good word for you, and you will be released. Do you understand? All right. You can go. Radius, you do unnecessary things. Exit. What did you do to him? Dr. Gall sitting down. Nothing. There's reaction of the pupils, increase of sensitiveness, and so on. Oh, it wasn't an attack peculiar to the robots. What was it then? Heaven alone knows. Stubbornness, fury, or revolt? I don't know. And his heart, too. How do you mean? It was beating with nervousness like a human heart. Do you know what? I don't believe the rascal is a robot at all now. Doctor, has Radius a soul? I don't know. He's got something nasty. If you knew how he hates us. Oh, Doctor, are all your robots like that? All the ones that you began to make in a different way? Well, some are more sensitive than others, you see. They're more like human beings than Rossum's robots were. Perhaps this hatred is more like human beings, too. Dr. Gall shrugging his shoulders. That's progress, too. What became of your best one? What was she called? Your favorite? I kept her. She's lovely but quite stupid. Simply no good for anything. But she's beautiful. Beautiful. I wanted her to be like you. I even called her Helena. Heavens, what a failure. Why? Because she's no good for anything. She goes about as if in a dream, shaky and listless. She's lifeless. I look at her and I'm horrified, as if I had created a deformity. I watched and waited for a miracle to happen. Sometimes I think to myself, if you were to wake up only for a moment, how you would shriek with horror. Perhaps you would kill me for having made you. Doctor, what is it? What is wrong with the birth rate? We don't know. Oh, but you must. Come tell me. You see, it's because the robots are being manufactured. There's a surplus of labor supplies, so people are becoming superfluous, unnecessary, so to speak. Man is really a survival. But that he should begin to die out after a paltry 30 years of competition? That's the awful part of it. You might almost think... What? That nature was offended at the manufacture of the robots. Doctor, what's going to become of people? Nothing. Nothing can be done. Nothing at all? Nothing whatsoever. All the universities in the world are sending in long petitions to restrict the manufacture of the robots. Otherwise, they say mankind will become extinct through lack of fertility. But the RUR shareholders, of course, won't hear of it. All the governments in the world are even clamoring for an advance in production, to raise the manpower of their armies. All the manufacturers in the world are ordering robots like mad. Why doesn't Domain restrict? Pardon me, but Domain has ideas of his own. There's no influencing people who have ideas of their own in the affairs of this world. And has nobody demanded that the manufacture should be ceased altogether? God forbid! It'd be a poor lookout for him. Why? Because people would stone him to death. You see, after all, it's more convenient to get your work done by the robots. Oh, Doctor, what's going to become of people? But thanks for your information. That means you're sending me away? Yes. Au revoir. Exit Dr. Gall. Helena, with sudden resolution. Emma! Opens door on left. Emma, come here and light the fire. Quickly, Emma. Exit on the left. Emma enters through the baize door with an armful of firewood. What? Light a fire, now in summer? Has that mad creature gone? Kneels down by the stove and lights the fire, speaking half to herself. A fire in summer, what an idea. Nobody'd think she'd been married 5 years. Looking into the fire. She's like a baby. She's got no sense at all. A fire in summer, well, I never. Making up the fire. Like a baby. Helena returns from the left with an armful of faded papers. Is it burning, Emma? All this has got to be burnt. Kneels down by the stove. Emma standing up. What's that? Old papers. Fearfully old. Emma, shall I burn them? Aren't they any use? Use? No, they're no use. Well then, burn them. Helena, throwing the first sheet onto the fire. What would you say, Emma, if that was money? A lot of money. I'd say burn it. A lot of money is a bad thing. Helena, burning more sheets. And if it was an invention, the greatest invention in the world? I'd say burn it. All these newfangled things are an offense to the Lord. It's downright wickedness, that's what it is, wanting to improve the world he made. Helena, still burning the paper. And supposing, Emma, I were to burn, goodness, don't burn yourself. No, tell me, what? Nothing. Look how they curl up, as if they were alive. As if they had come to life. Oh, Emma, how horrible. Stop, let me burn them. No, I must do it myself. Throws the last sheet into the fire. The whole lot must be burned up. Just look at the flames. They are like hands, like tongues, like living shapes. Raking the fire with the poker. Lie down. That's the end of them. Helena, standing up horror-stricken. Emma, good gracious, what have you burnt? What have I done? Oh my goodness, what was it? Men's laughter is heard off. Go Go, leave me. Do you hear? It's the gentleman coming. Good gracious, ma'am. Exit through the baize door. What will they say about it? Domain opens the door on the left. Come in, boys. Come and offer your congratulations. Enter Hellman, Gall, Alquist, Domain behind them. Hellman. Madam Helena. That is, we all. Dr. Gall, on behalf of Rossum's factories. Hellman. Congratulate you on this festive day. Helena, holding out her hands to them. Thank you so much. Where are Fabry and Berman? Domain. They've gone down to the harbour. Helena, this is a happy day. Hellman. Boys, we must drink to it. Helena. Champagne? Domain. What's been burning here? Old papers. Exit on the left. Well, boys, am I to tell her about it? Dr. Gall. Of course. It's all up now. Hellman, embracing Domain and Dr. Gall. Boys, how glad I am. Dances round with them in a circle and sings in a bass voice. It's all over now, it's all over now. Dr. Gall, baritone. It's all over now. Domain. It's all over now. Hellman. They'll never catch us now. Helena with a bottle and glasses in the doorway. Who won't catch you? What's the matter with you? Hellman. We're in high spirits. It's just 5 years since you arrived. Dr. Gall. And 5 years later to the minute. Hellman. The ship's returning to us. So, empties his glass. Dr. Gall. Madam, your health. Drinks. Helena. But wait a moment, which ship? Domain. Any ship will do. As long as it arrives in time. To the ship, boys! Empties his glass. Helena, filling up the glasses. You been waiting for one? Hellman. Rather. Like Robinson Crusoe. Raises his glass. Madam Helena, best wishes. Come along, Domain, out with it. Helena. What's happened? Domain, throwing himself into an armchair and lighting a cigar. Wait a bit. Sit down, Helena. Raises his finger. It's all up. What do you mean? You haven't heard about the revolt? What revolt? The revolt of the robots. Do you follow? No, I don't. Hand it over, Alquist. Alquist hands him a paper. Domain opens it and reads. The first national robot organization has been founded at Havre, and has issued an appeal to the robots throughout the world. I read that. Domain, sucking at his cigar with intense enjoyment. So you see, Helena, that means a revolution. A revolution of all the robots in the world. Hellman. By Jove. I'd like to know. Domain, striking the table. Who started it? There was nobody in the world who could affect the robots. No agitator, no one. And suddenly, if you please, this happens. Helena. There's no further news yet? Domain. No. That's all we know so far, but it's enough, isn't it? Remember that the robots are in possession of all firearms, telegraphs, railways, ships, and so on. Hellman. And consider also that these rascals outnumber us 10 to 1. 100th part of them would be enough to settle us. Domain. Yes, and now remember that this news was brought by the last steamer. That this means that the stoppage of telegrams, the arrival of no more ships. We've knocked off work, and now we're just waiting to see when things are to start. Eh, boys? Dr. Gall. That's why we're so excited, Madam Helena. Is that why you gave me a warship? Domain. Oh no, my child. I ordered that 6 months ago. Just to be on the safe side. But upon my soul, I was sure we'd be on board today. Why 6 months ago? Oh, well, there were signs, you know. That's of no consequence. But this week the whole of civilization is at stake. Your health, boys. Now I'm in high spirits again. Hellman. I should think so, by Jove. Your health, Madam Helena. Drinks. Helena. Is it all over? Domain. Absolutely. Dr. Gall. The boat's coming here. An ordinary mail boat. Exact to the minute by the timetable. It casts anchor punctually at 11:30. Domain. Punctuality is a fine thing, boys, and that's what keeps the world in order. Raises his glass. Here's to punctuality. Helena. Then everything's all right. Domain. Practically. I believe they've cut the cable. If only the timetable holds good. Hellman. If the timetable holds good, human laws hold good, divine laws hold good, the laws of the universe hold good. Everything holds good that ought to hold good. The timetable is more than the gospel, more than Homer, more than the books of all the philosophers. The timetable is the most perfect product of the human spirit. Madam Helena, I'll fill my glass. Helena. Why didn't you tell me anything about it before? Dr. Gall. Heaven forbid! Domain. You mustn't worry yourself with such things. Helena. But if the revolution were to spread as far as here... Domain. You wouldn't know anything about it. Helena. Why? Because we'd be on board your Ultima well out to sea. Within a month, Helena, we'll be dictating our own terms to the robots. Helena, oh, Harry, I don't understand. Because we'd take something away with us that the robots would sell their very souls to get. Helena, standing up. What is that? Domain, standing up. The secret of their manufacture. Old Rossum's manuscript. After only a month's stoppage of work, the robots would be on their knees before us. Helena, why? Didn't you tell me? We didn't want to frighten you needlessly. Dr. Gall. Madam Helena, that was our trump card. I never had the least fear that the robots would win. How could they against people like us? Alquist. You are pale, madam. Helena. Why didn't you tell me? Hellman, by the window. 11:30. The Amelia is casting anchor. Domain. Is that the Amelia? Hellman. Good old Amelia. The one that brought Madam Helena here. Dr. Gall. 5 years ago to the minute. Hellman. They're throwing out the bags. Ah, the mail. Domain. Berman's already waiting for them. And Fabri'll bring us the first news. You know, Helena, I'm fearfully inquisitive to know how they've tackled this business in Europe. Hellman. To think we weren't in it. Turning away from the window. There's the mail. Helena. Harry? What is it? Let's leave here. Now, Helena? Oh, come. Helena. Now, as quickly as possible, all of us who are here. I now particularly. Oh, don't ask. Please, Harry, please, Dr. Gall, Hellman, Alquist, please, close the factory and I'm sorry, Helena. None of us could leave here now. Why? Because we want to extend the manufacture of the robots. What? Now? Now after the revolt? Domain. Exactly. After the revolt. We're just beginning the manufacture of new robots. What kind? From now onwards, we shan't have just one factory. There won't be universal robots anymore. We'll start a factory in every country, in every state. And do you know what those new factories will make? No. What? National robots. What do you mean? I mean that each factory will produce robots in a different color, a different language. They'll be complete foreigners to each other. They'll never be able to understand each other. Then we'll egg them on a little in the same direction, do you see? The result will be that for ages to come, one robot will hate any other robot of a different factory mark. Hellman. By Jove, we'll make Negro robots, and Swedish robots, and Italian robots, and Chinese robots, and then Helena. Harry. That's dreadful. Hellman, raising his glass. Madam Helena, here's to the 100 new factories. Drinks and falls back into an armchair. The national robots. That's the line, boys. Domain. Helena. Mankind can only keep things going for a few years at the outside. They must be left for these years to develop and achieve the most they can. Helena. Close the factory before it's too late. No. We're just going to begin on a bigger scale than ever. Enter Fabri. Dr. Gall. What is it, Fabri? Domain. How are things? What's happened? Helena, shaking hands with Fabri. Thank you for your present, Fabri. I'm glad you liked it, Madam Helena. Domain. Have you been down to the boat? What did they say? Dr. Gall. Come, let's hear quickly. Fabri, taking a printed paper out of his pocket. Read that, Domain. Domain opens the paper. Ah. Hellman. Let's hear something nice. Fabri. Well, everything's all right. Comparatively. On the whole, as we expected. Only, excuse me, there is something we ought to discuss together. Helena. Oh, Fabri, have you bad news? No, on the contrary. I only think that we'll go into the office. Helena. Stay here. I'll expect you to lunch in a quarter of an hour. Hellman. That's good. Exit Helena. Dr. Gall. What's happened? Domain. Confound it. Fabri. Read it aloud. Domain. Robots throughout the world. Fabri. Bear in mind that the Amelia brought whole bales of these leaflets. Nothing else at all. Hellman, jumping up. What? But it arrived to the moment. Fabri. The robots are great on punctuality. Read it, Domain. Domain. Reads. Robots throughout the world. We, the first national organization of Rossum's universal robots, proclaim man as an enemy and an outlaw in the universe. Good heavens, who taught them these phrases? Dr. Gall. Read on. Domain. This is all nonsense. So that they are more highly developed than man, that they are stronger and more intelligent. That man's their parasite, that's simply disgusting. Fabri. And now the third paragraph. Domain reads. Robots throughout the world. We enjoin you to murder mankind. Spare no men. Spare no woman. Save factories, railways, machinery, mines, and raw materials. Destroy the rest. Then return to work. Work must not be stopped. Dr. Gall. That's ghastly. Hellman. The swine. Domain. To be carried out immediately the order is delivered. Then come detailed instructions. Alquist. Then we're done for. Berman rushes in. Berman. Boys, you've got your Christmas box, have you? Domain. Quick, on the board of the Ultima. Wait a bit, Harry, wait a bit. We're not in such a hurry. Sinks into an armchair. My word, that was a sprint. Domain. Why wait? Because it's a no-go, my lad. There's no hurry at all. The robot's already on board the Ultima. Dr. Gall. That's an ugly business. Domain. Fabry, telephone the electrical works. Berman. Fabry, my boy, don't do it. We've no current. Domain. Good. Inspects his revolver. I'll go. Where? To the electrical works. There are some people still in them. I'll bring them across. Berman. You better not. Why? Well, because I'm very much afraid that we're surrounded. Dr. Gall. Surrounded? Runs to the window. I rather think you're right. Hellman. By Jove, that's deuced quick work. Enter Helena from left. Helena. Oh, Harry, something's the matter. Berman, jumping up. My congratulations, Madam Helena. A festive day, eh? May you have many more of them. Helena. Thanks, Berman. Harry, is anything the matter? Domain. No. Nothing at all, don't you worry. Wait a moment, please. Harry, what's this? Points to the manifesto of the robots which she has kept behind her back. Robots in the kitchen had it. Domain. Here too? Where are they? Helena. They went off. There's a lot of them round the house. Sounds of whistles and sirens from the factory. Fabry. Listen to the factory whistles. Berman. That's noon. Helena. Harry, do you remember it's just 5 years ago? Domain, looking at his watch. It's not noon yet. That must be... That's... Helena. What? The robot alarm signal. The attack. Curtain.